Hey, everyone. On June 30th, 2025, a devastating explosion and fire tore through a chemical factory in Telangana, India, leaving a trail of tragedy. The Sigachi Industries plant in Pashamylaram, near Hyderabad, became the site of one of the worst industrial disasters in recent memory. Today, we're diving into what happened, why it happened, the human toll, and what's being done about it. This isn't just a news story, it's about lives lost and families forever changed. Let's get to the facts and honor those affected. Let's start with what happened. On Monday morning, around 9:30 a.m., a massive explosion rocked Sigachi Industries, a pharmaceutical factory in Pashamylaram Industrial Estate, Sangardi district, about 50 kilometers from Hyderabad. The blast came from a spray dryer unit, a machine used to process raw materials into powder for drugs. The explosion was so powerful it collapsed a multi-story building, flung workers nearly 100 meters, and sparked a huge fire that engulfed nearby structures. Eyewitnesses described workers being tossed into the air, with flames spreading fast. About 90 employees were on duty, many of them migrant workers from states like Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, and Odisha. The scene was chaos, debris everywhere, families waiting for news, and rescue teams racing against time. The human toll is heartbreaking. As of July 1st, 2025, the death toll ranges from 35 to 44, with reports varying as rescue operations continue. At least 35 people have died, but some sources, like LiveMint, report up to 42, with fears it could rise as more bodies are found. Over 3 dozen workers were injured, with 12 in critical condition on ventilators. Many victims inhaled poisonous fumes or were trapped under rubble. The plant's general manager, A. Laganan, was among those killed, complicating efforts to know exactly how many workers were inside. Rescue teams, including the National Disaster Response Force, State Fire Services, and Hydra, are still searching for missing workers, with some estimates suggesting 17 people remain unaccounted for. DNA tests are being used to identify charred remains, a grim task for families waiting outside hospitals. What caused this tragedy? Early reports point to a pressure buildup in the spray dryer unit, possibly from fine chemical dust particles. One official said the intense heat in the dryer caused the blast, which then triggered a fire that spread rapidly. The exact cause is still under investigation, but this wasn't a one-off incident. Telangana's industrial zones, like Pashamylaram, have seen multiple accidents, 10 major explosions in the last 30 months. Just 6 months ago, a flash fire at another nearby plant injured 7 workers. Questions are now swirling about safety standards at Sigachi, which had passed an inspection in December 2024. Why did this happen again? And could it have been prevented? The impact goes beyond the factory. Families are devastated, waiting for news of loved ones. Many victims were migrant workers supporting families far away. The emotional toll is heavy. Imagine the pain of those gathered outside, hoping for a miracle. Economically, the blast hit Sigachi hard, with their share prices plummeting on July 1st. The broader community feels the shock, too. Pashamylaram is a busy industrial hub, and repeated accidents raise fears for thousands of workers. If the region's safety issues aren't fixed, more lives could be at risk. The government's response has been swift but faces scrutiny. Telangana Chief Minister Ravindra Reddy visited the site and hospitals on July 1st, announcing 1 crore rupees, about $120,000, for families of the deceased and 10 lakh rupees for the injured. Prime Minister Narendra Modi offered condolences, providing 2 lakh rupees per deceased family and 50,000 rupees for the injured from the National Relief Fund. Union Home Minister Amit Shah said the NDRF is working with local teams to rescue survivors. A high-level committee, led by Chief Secretary K. Ramankrishna Rao, was formed to investigate the cause and recommend safety measures. This panel includes top officials from disaster management, labor, health, and fire services. The government also ordered a safety audit of all chemical factories in Telangana to prevent future disasters. But there's anger, too. Telangana's labor minister criticized Sigachi's management for staying silent and not being present at the site. The company promised to cover medical expenses, but their absence after 24 hours sparked outrage. Workers' families and officials are frustrated by the lack of clear information about who was inside during the blast. This tragedy has exposed gaps in safety protocols and accountability. Why wasn't the dryer unit's pressure buildup caught earlier? Why are industrial accidents so common in Telangana? These are questions the investigation must answer. What's next? Rescue operations continue, with teams sifting through debris to find survivors or more victims. The death toll may rise as they clear the rubble. The government's safety audit and investigation could lead to stricter regulations, but only if they're enforced. For now, families are grieving, and workers across Telangana's industrial zones are scared. This tragedy highlights the risks faced by those who keep these factories running, often with little protection. It's a wake-up call for better safety standards, not just in Telangana, but everywhere. How can you stay informed and help? Check trusted sources like the Hindu, Hindustan Times, or Times of India for updates. Social media can spread rumors, like exaggerated death tolls, so always verify what you hear. If you want to support, look for verified relief funds or organizations helping the victims' families. Talk about this with friends or family. It raises awareness about workplace safety. This tragedy affects us all, from local communities to global supply chains, as Sigachi's products are used in medicines worldwide. To wrap up, the Telangana factory fire at Sigachi Industries on June 30, 2025, was a horrific disaster, killing at least 35 people, injuring dozens, and leaving families in pain. A pressure buildup in a dryer unit likely caused the blast, but repeated accidents in the area point to bigger safety failures. The government is stepping in with aid and investigations, but questions remain about accountability. As we near July 4th, let's honor the victims by pushing for safer workplaces. What do you think? How can we prevent these tragedies? Share your thoughts, and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for listening.